In June 2025, 7 B-2 Spirit bombers sliced through Iranian airspace at 50,000 feet, undetected and unstoppable. They struck Iranian nuclear sites with precision, while Russian S-400s failed to register a single threat. China watched from afar, decades behind in stealth technology. With the ability to deliver massive precision strikes on the most fortified targets anywhere on the planet, the B-2 is a symbol of America's unmatched air power. Here's why the B-2 Spirit bomber has a game-changing edge over Russia and China. B-2 stealth mission success. In late June 2025, 7 B-2 Spirit bombers launched from Missouri embarked on what became the largest stealth bomber strike in U.S. history. Flying roughly 7,000 miles with multiple aerial refuelings, they penetrated deeply into Iranian airspace and struck some of the country's most secure underground nuclear sites. As darkness fell over Iran, the B-2, cloaked in stealth, radar-defeating geometry, and radar-absorbing materials, released a total of 14 massive bunker buster bombs known as the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrators. These bombs, each weighing around 30,000 pounds, are among the few weapons in existence that are powerful enough to penetrate deeply buried and heavily fortified facilities. Aside from the B-2s, there were fighter jet escorts, support aircraft, aerial tankers, and even submarine-launched cruise missiles. This was a broad, coordinated strike package. Despite Iran's advanced air defense network, including Russian-origin surface-to-air missiles, not a single radar alarm blared. No missiles were launched, and no defensive fire was exchanged. The B-2 bombers simply entered, struck, and then exited without opposition. The mission's success sent a stark signal to the world that the B-2 remains the only operational stealth bomber in the world that can deliver such deep strike power against hardened underground strategic targets. This is a capability that neither Russia nor China can handle. The strike demonstrated raw destructive power, with stealth, precision, and strategic reach all rolled into one aircraft. Exceptional stealth and low observability. When looking at the B-2's game-changing capabilities, stealth is one of the most important features. The B-2's stealth begins with its distinctive flying wing airframe. Its smooth, blended structure with no protruding vertical fins or bulky fuselage dramatically reduces surfaces that can reflect radar waves. Because radar works by sending energy pulses and detecting their echo, the B-2's shape scatters or deflects radar signals away from the source. It reduces the reflected return and makes the aircraft appear like a small bird instead of a 172-foot wingspan bomber. Beyond shape, the B-2's outer skin uses radar-absorbing materials and composites that soak up or dissipate radar energy instead of reflecting it. Even the seams, joints, and potential hotspots are carefully sealed. The entire airframe has been built to avoid any gaps or edges that could betray its presence. The designers went even further. The B-2's 4 turbofan engines are buried within the wing, with specially shaped intakes and exhaust ducts engineered to reduce heat and noise emissions. This suppresses its infrared and acoustic signatures and makes it much harder for heat-seeking missiles, infrared sensors, or sound-based detectors to pick it up. When combining all these stealth features, like minimal radar reflection, reduced heat and noise emission, and smooth aerodynamic contours, the B-2 can fly into heavily defended, hostile airspace with a very low chance of being detected, tracked, or engaged. Once inside contested airspace, it buys freedom of action, allowing the B-2 to complete its mission like it recently did in Iran. With this feature, it has better coverage, cleaner sensor access, a surprise approach on targets, and a wider envelope for mission flexibility. Aside from stealth, the B-2 has impressive long-range strike capability that gives it an easy edge over Russia and China. Fascinated by next-gen military tech like this? Hit that like and subscribe button to catch all the latest military news. Global reach and long-range strike capability. The B-2's reach begins with its impressive unfueled range, roughly 6,000 nautical miles. This means that from its home base in Missouri, the bomber could reach many corners of the world without needing to refuel. What really elevates its strategic value, though, is the ability to extend that range almost indefinitely through aerial refueling. With access to mid-air refueling via tankers, the B-2 can reach and strike virtually any target anywhere on the globe. This allows the U.S. to project power into distant theaters without needing nearby bases or access permissions. It's a huge advantage when they face adversaries that try to limit or deny forward basing. In practical terms, this global reach means B-2 strikes can originate from far-removed home bases, fly across continents or oceans, penetrate enemy airspace, and strike high-value, well-protected targets deep inside adversary territory. This flexibility gives U.S. planners options that don't depend on alliances, host nation permissions, or forward staging areas. Moreover, the B-2's stealth and low observability complement its long-range capability. It can traverse thousands of miles, enter contested airspace, deliver ordnance, and return safely without ever being detected. In strategic deterrence, that matters a lot. An adversary can never be sure when or where a B-2 might appear. So all they can do is assume that their vulnerable sites could be at risk, even if they think that their defenses are robust. By combining long unfueled range, aerial refueling capability, stealth and payload flexibility, the B-2 offers a global strike reach that keeps other countries vulnerable. To expand the reach of the B-2 even further, it comes with a high payload and flexibility that makes it stand out. High payload flexibility. The B-2 Spirit can carry up to about 40,000 pounds of ordnance housed internally in 2 bomb bays. This payload capacity lets it deliver a wide variety of weapons, from conventional bombs to precision-guided munitions and even nuclear weapons, making it a dual-purpose bomber that's suited for conventional deep strike missions or strategic deterrence. For conventional missions, the B-2 can deploy larger numbers of standard bombs. For instance, it can deploy up to 8,500-pound bombs, such as the Mk-82 or GBU-38, or several 2,000-pound class bombs, such as the Mk-84 or JDAM-84 per sortie. It also integrates precision-guided weapons like GPS-guided bombs, enabling highly accurate strikes against point targets. Even more interestingly, the B-2 can also carry bunker buster ordnance, especially the massive GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, which is a bomb that was specifically designed to penetrate hardened, deeply buried facilities that normal bombs can never reach. This capability allows the B-2 Spirit to target underground command centers, fortified bunkers, or other strategic facilities sheltered beneath heavy defenses. In terms of strategic deterrence, the B-2 is nuclear capable. It can carry nuclear gravity bombs internally, maintaining its role as part of a nuclear triad. This allows the bomber to go from normal deep strikes to strategic nuclear deterrence. Because all the weapons are carried internally by preserving stealth, the bomber doesn't sacrifice low observability when loaded with heavy ordnance. This means it can penetrate hostile airspace with a full payload, strike, and return. The B-2 combines stealth, firepower, and flexibility that no other bomber has to offer. By mixing conventional weapons with a single, stealthy platform, the B-2 remains one of the most versatile and potent strategic bombers ever built. Because of its impressive platform and design, the B-2 is fitted with some of the best weapons technology out there. Superior weapons technology. The B-2's technological backbone lies in a sophisticated avionics and combat system suite that combines radar, navigation, threat detection, communication, and weapons control in a seamless, modern package. At its core is the ANAPQ-181 radar, which is a multi-mode, low-probability of intercept radar, providing terrain mapping, navigation, target acquisition, and weapons guidance capabilities. To support deep penetration strikes, the B-2 uses a fully digital navigation suite, combining inertial methods, GPS, and terrain-following radar. It enables precise ingress and egress, even in denied or degraded environments. Its flight control system is fly-by-wire, which is compensating for the inherent instability of its flying wing design. At the same time, it allows it to easily handle long-range missions. One of the most important components of the B-2 is the defensive electronics. It has an onboard defensive management system that continually monitors the electromagnetic spectrum, radar emissions, and other threat signatures. It alerts crews to danger and enables dynamic route adjustments mid-flight to avoid detection or engagement. Communications and networking have also become very modern. Recent upgrades include a beyond line-of-sight satellite communication suite that improves real-time data and voice exchange. It also has secure data links that allow mission planning data, targeting updates, and coordination with other assets that can be shared in flight. On the weapons side, the B-2 supports a wide range of state-of-the-art ordnance, from GPS-guided bombs to cruise missiles, glide bombs, and bunker-buster weapons capable of destroying deeply buried or hardened targets. The internal weapons preserve stealth even if they carry diverse payloads. Perhaps the highlight of the B-2 is that it isn't static. It goes through continuous upgrades. The avionics, radar, defensive electronics, communications, and weapons integration are all periodically refreshed to adapt to evolving threats and enemy defenses. With all these advanced features, from the stealth to the weapons, the B-2 has an impressive operational track record. Operational history: the B-2 has always been one of the leading bombers in America's military, far ahead of Russia and China, despite the fact that it has been operational since 1999. It made its combat debut during Operation Allied Forces in 1999 in Kosovo, Serbia. Two B-2s flew non-stop from their home base in Missouri to Kosovo and back, about a 30-hour flight. They conducted less than 1% of NATO sorties, but the B-2 delivered around 11% of the bombs in the opening phase and was responsible for destroying about 33% of Serbian strategic targets in the first 8 weeks. This mission was the first one to display the B-2's ability to combine stealth, long-range reach, and precision. This makes it a potent tool for strategic bombing. After 9/11, the B-2 was deployed in Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. It displayed one of the longest bomber missions in aviation history when a B-2 flew from Missouri to Afghanistan and back. In the 2003 Iraq War again, the B-2 played a major role. It flew multiple sorties, both from forward positions and from its home base, delivering over 1.5 million pounds of munitions and high-value targets inside Iraq. Over the decades, the B-2 has also been used in additional conflicts and operations, including interventions in Libya and other global strike missions, showing their flexibility in conventional wartime roles. Even recently, in October 2024, the U.S. military used B-2 bombers to strike underground weapons storage facilities belonging to Houthi forces in Yemen, the first publicly acknowledged combat use of the bomber in several years. Throughout its decades of service, the B-2 has proved that it can be a strategic workhorse. It can deliver heavy payloads, cross continents, strike hardened targets, and return with stealth and precision that has made it a centerpiece of the U.S. military. Message to Russia and China. Although the B-2 has not been used in Russia or China yet, it still sends a strong message to these two countries about the nature of their weapons. The B-2 isn't simply an elite bomber, but a global statement. No air defense network, no matter how extensive, should assume it provides absolute safety. With its proven stealth, long-range precision, strike capacity, and ability to evade detection, the B-2 tells Russia and China that their layered air defense systems and strategic depth are not impenetrable. Beyond technical threat, the B-2 sends a psychological and deterrent message. For a nation that builds massive radar, SAM, and area denial A2/AD networks to lock down its airspace, the knowledge that a stealth bomber could slip in, strike high-value or deeply buried targets, and exit before an alarm is raised makes counties feel vulnerable. What was once considered safe territory becomes vulnerable overnight. Strategically, the B-2 gives the U.S. a unique lever in any confrontation. It can threaten critical command centers, missile sites, bunkers, infrastructure, or naval assets deep inside adversary territory without any warning. That threat always exists regardless of geographic distance. The U.S. is the only country operating a stealth bomber at the B-2's level, and that gives it an advantage against nations like Russia and China. Their investments in surface-to-air missiles, integrated air defense systems, and layered radars may deter conventional bombers, but the B-2 bypasses them. That undermines confidence in their defense strategies. The B-2 sends a strong message to Russia and China that air power is more about technological innovation, stealth, precision, and strategic surprise, all of which remain decisive factors. For Russia and China, if there's a major conflict in the future, they will feel threatened by the U.S. Tupolev Pak-Dia. When looking at the message the B-2 Spirit sends to Russia, you can see the Tupolev Pak-Dia as a response. The B-2 Spirit remains the only fully operational stealth strategic bomber in the world. Its decades-long service and record of real combat deployments have proven the viability of stealth plus precision. It's a track record that no other bomber currently matches. It has a mature and battle-tested design, weapons delivery systems, and operational procedures. Pak-Dia, on the other hand, is still under development. As of 2025, it has not yet entered service. The bomber is projected to feature a flying wing design, similar in concept to the B-2, with internal weapons bays and use of composite materials and radar-absorbing coatings to lower its radar cross-section. In terms of theoretical performance metrics, Pak-Dia might exceed some B-2 parameters. These estimates suggest a range of approximately 12,000 kilometers, which is roughly double the unrefueled range for B-2 missions, and a payload capacity of around 30 tons. But the B-2's design centers around flexibility, stealth, and proven reliability. Moreover, Pak-Dia is intended to carry more modern ordnance, including long-range cruise missiles and possibly hypersonic munitions, which could give it standoff strike capability beyond the traditional drops bombs over target style of B-2 missions. But there are some downsides. The Pak-Dia bomber is still a concept in progress, and delays have pushed back its expected debut to 2027 or later. All its features, like the stealth performance, radar avoidance, and maintenance logistics, remain untested in real combat conditions. Meanwhile, the B-2's decades-old but continuously upgraded systems, like the Avionics, electronic warfare suites, and weapons integration, remain battle-proven and fully integrated into U.S. military doctrine. While Russia has the Pak-Dia, China has the Xi'an H-20, which has also been compared to the B-2 Spirit. Xi'an H-20. As for the H-20, it's still a developmental platform. It was announced publicly, but the bomber has not fully entered service. In fact, the H-2 seems to copy many of the B-2's core design principles. These include the flying wing layout with internal weapons and stealth-optimized shaping that is similarly aimed at reducing radar cross-section and enhancing penetration. The announced goal is for the H-20 to become a long-range, dual-capable bomber able to reach strategic targets, potentially expanding China's strike reach far beyond the region. As for the performance potential, the H-20 can carry a payload that exceeds that of many existing bombers. It might actually exceed the pounds of ordnance carried by the B-2. Although the H-20 is doing its best to replicate the capabilities of the B-2, some experts have said that it's nowhere near as good as U.S. low-observable platforms. It means that the stealth, avionics, sensors, and integration may lag behind the mature, combat-tested systems on the B-2. The H-20 might be promising, but it remains a future contender for B-2. For now, the B-2 continues to dominate, but nothing is perfect. It also has some limitations that the U.S. has to take care of. America's limitations. Although the B-2 remains perhaps the most advanced stealth bomber in service, its fleet size is extremely small. As of now, there are only 19 operational B-2s in existence. This limited number significantly restricts how many simultaneous missions the United States can undertake. This would be a real issue if a large-scale conflict erupted or if multiple theaters demanded long-range strike capability at the same time. Moreover, stealth does not guarantee invulnerability. The B-2's low observable design reduces the probability of detection, but it doesn't make the aircraft invisible. When facing adversaries with modern radar networks, advanced integrated air defense systems, or low-frequency radar capabilities, increasing threats may arise, especially as detection and tracking technology evolves. The bomber's stealth advantages also come with heavy maintenance burdens. Its radar-absorbing coatings and low-observable materials require meticulous upkeep and even minor environmental exposure, like moisture, temperature changes, or abrasions, can degrade stealth effectiveness, demanding frequent inspections and repairs. This maintenance intensity means that flight hours are constrained by the need to preserve stealth integrity, which reduces sortie rates and readiness. Finally, the strategic cost is non-trivial. Each B-2 comes with a steep price tag, not just in acquisition, but in sustainment. High per-aircraft cost combined with intensive maintenance requirements makes expanding the fleet impractical, which contributes to the small size and limited flexibility problem. With the impressive stealth, long-range strike capability, high payload capability, and superior weapons, the B-2 Spirit remains a game-changer and offers an edge over Russia and China. What do you think is the highlight of this stealth bomber? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all global military events.